Hey, I thought let's start early. I'm ready to go. You're ready to go. We've got a huge show on tap for you. And then I got to get out of here and go do our Foodie Friday taping. So, a lot to do for you today. Let's get started. How are you this morning? I see you signing on. Hope you're having a great start to your day. You know, you may have enjoyed a little bit warmer weather, and it was, right? Let's take any little wind that we get. But the Arctic air is coming back. So, if you thought we were over it, nope. Look, we're only getting into February this weekend, and then actually things are going to warm up as we start the first week of February. So we're going to give you some weather, got a little news you can use, and then what an amazing spotlight we have today on the Excel Center. They're affiliated with MERS Goodwill, and if you've never heard of them, which I hadn't until just a few years ago, and I have to thank a couple of friends of mine that work for the Excel Center that said, Monica, please shine the spotlight on the incredible work that we're doing. And boy, are we going to do that. Get your tissues ready because it's an emotional one for sure. The up and down of life and the inspiration of just how much integrity and value that these adults getting their high school diplomas, getting their GEDs, getting the certifications to get into this world, it's truly going to light you up. And the main thing I want you to do is share today's show because you may have people that follow you that say, I want that. Nobody believed in me. They didn't think I could get that. And then you pass this along to them, an opportunity for them to take back their life. All right, let's get into the weather. So here's what it's looking like. As I mentioned, that cold air is coming back. 26 degrees. Now, there is a possibility of some light afternoon snow. So just be aware of that if you're out and about and you're like, what the heck is this? There is a possibility of that. 26 for the high today. We will be down to 8 degrees tonight. Now, tomorrow, only 19, cloudy. Down to 3. That's better though, because as you saw the forecast over the last few days, it was 0, then it was -2, then it was -1. Now at least we're expecting to be above 0 for the low temperatures going into Saturday morning. But look at that wind chill. This is why our friends over at KMOV are making this a first alert day. 18 degrees, but the wind chill is -12. So that's the feel of the temperature. Down to 4 on Saturday night. And then we get into Sunday with a 20% chance of light snow, 28 degrees, cloudy skies. Again, we're not seeing that sun come out until the possibility of Monday where it's 34. But look at next week, 35, 36. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, we get 39 and we continue to go up 43 degrees by next Friday and Saturday as well. But look at Tuesday and Wednesday, a possibility of an afternoon mix on Tuesday, rain or a mix on Wednesday. Again, it's a few days out, so we'll be checking in with our aspiring meteorologist, Beckett Moore, to see if that changes at all. But nice to see the warmer temperatures, right? I'm loving that. All right, if you're just tuning in, I see you all. Good morning, Babs. Hope you're having a great start. Good morning, Julie, as well. I know a lot of you are like, hey, what happened? You started early. I did. I thought, let's go, and maybe we'll start a little bit earlier sometimes. Here's good news. Clear. I didn't actually know that we didn't have this already. Clear e-gates coming to St. Louis Airport. This comes as part of their rollout of e-gates at locations across the country, and that includes Atlanta as well as Dallas. They've got JFK, LaGuardia, San Francisco, and others. These e-gates will allow Clear Plus members to bypass the TSA podium and go directly to physical screening after verifying the member's identity with about 5 seconds. The Clear CEO said, hey, this partnership with TSA is a powerful example of just how public and private sectors can work together to enhance the security and improve the aviation ecosystem. These changes are ahead of the FIFA World Cup and America 250 celebrations this year, which will bring more travel both across and into the country. Clear says their goal is simple. Quote, help travelers win the day of travel. These e-gates will support that goal by making travel as friction-free as possible. Great news, right? I didn't have it, but they gave like a free trial. I tried it out, I think a few years ago. I was traveling to New York and LA, and it really made it easy. So if you're a regular traveler, I'd highly recommend that you look into this. Well, Jefferson Barracks is celebrating 200 years as the oldest military installation west of the Mississippi. and they were established in 1826. Jefferson Barracks was the nation's first school of infantry. The installation has participated in every major American conflict from the Black Hawk War in the 1830s through World War II, when the base was decommissioned in 1946. The installation's central location at the confluence of two rivers made it a cornerstone of Manifest Destiny. And today, Jefferson Barracks Park encompasses 450 acres of county land. The original installation covered 1,700 acres, included military barracks, tent cities, and hospital grounds. The bicentennial celebration will include a community event that will allow public access to an active military base for the first time since security gates were installed. Pretty cool, right? So congratulations and the celebration. So as we know more about the celebration, we'll of course pass it along. It's something I definitely would love to go to. All right, this is great news for those of you that like Amazon Go and Amazon Fresh. They if you have them in certain areas and you loved using them, I might not have the best of news for you. This week, they said they're closing almost all of their Amazon Go and Amazon Fresh locations within days. They're narrowing their focus on food delivery and the grocery chain Whole Foods Market. So some of the shuttered stores will be converted into Whole Foods locations. That's according to the company in Seattle. The announcement arrived shortly before Amazon said that it was cutting about 16,000 corporate jobs, its second round of mass layoffs in 3 months. Late last year, the CEO said job cuts were not driven by company finances or AI, but by changes in Amazon's priorities, including the types of business that it pursues. So the last day of operation for Amazon Fresh and Amazon Go stores is this Sunday. I know that's quick, right? With the exception of the California locations, which will remain open longer to comply with state requirements. So some changes are coming. Again, maybe some good news for Whole Foods. I love Whole Foods, first of all, but not good news for those of you that are so used to that. And again, a very quick turnaround coming up on Sunday. All right, I found this one in the news and thought it was really interesting. I used to personal train seniors at Friendship Village, and they played this, Mahjong. Okay, you typically thought that's something that maybe grandma, grandpa, right, might play. Well, now millennials are embracing it. For the first time ever, it's a new audience. Though the history of Mahjong is contested, game experts generally agree it evolved near Shanghai in the mid, maybe late 1800s. After arriving in the US in the 20s, the game quickly became a cultural staple among Chinese and Jewish communities. So while I like to know my audience, do me a favor, drop in now or when you watch it on repeat. Have you ever played this? I've seen it. I've at least seen that all laid out on the table. Never have played it, don't know anything about it, but now newcomers to the game are welcoming getting group lessons. Over the last few years, the game of luck and skill has picked up steam with millennials. Many started playing after COVID-19. Now, it has wonderful cognitive benefits. The National Institute of Health reports playing Mahjong can enhance cognitive abilities and short-term memory. So, you might want to introduce this to mom or dad. I'm thinking that while my mom's in rehab, doing her therapy for her leg that she broke, and I'm going to show you a picture, by the way, of her in just a second, maybe we introduce her to Mahjong. That would be good. All right, we've been so busy, obviously, with the care for mom that I could not go last night to this, and I hated it because I wanted to see it so bad. How many of you have tickets or went last night? Alicia Keys' Hell's Kitchen, bringing Broadway energy to St. Louis at the Fabulous Fox. So it opened up on the 27th. It runs through February 8th, so you still have time to purchase tickets. 17-time Grammy Award winner Alicia Keys will take you on the journey of a 17-year-old girl full of fire, searching for freedom, passion, and her place in the world. Along the way, you'll meet the musical mentor who changes her life, her dynamic family, and the neighborhood that helps her grow. The hit songs you know and love from Alicia Keys are told through a timeless story about the beautiful yet complex relationship between a mother and daughter, the bond between a strong, willful student and her incredible mentor, all this while navigating the challenges of young adulthood. Hell's Kitchen at the Fabulous Fox Theater from now until February 8th. All right, we had heard this, but we didn't have an exact date. Stephen Colbert's final day on The Late Show has been revealed. If you watch it, it's May 21st. 6 months ago, he announced the parent company CBS, Paramount Global, canceling his program after a nearly 4-decade run. And the company said it was a financial decision. Some people said they believe, this is analysts, right? They weighed in, said that they thought it was because of Stephen Colbert's verbal attacks against our president. He took over The Late Show in 2015, succeeding David Letterman, who hosted it for nearly 22 years. I can tell you, I never watched one episode. Did you? I don't know. Tell me if you're a Stephen Colbert fan. And again, you can weigh in why you think. I truly believe it's just people don't watch regular news like they used to anymore, and they're not watching these type of shows. So they really do have to reinvent themselves. All right, Blues news. You know, I told you I went to the game Tuesday night. Unfortunately, lost to Dallas. So now we'll see what happens tonight as the Panthers are in town against the Blues. The puck drops at 7 o'clock. And not a lot going on in our National Day of Calendar. National Puzzle Day and National Corn Chip Day. All right, let's look at our audience's comments. So Rose says, oh, she likes early. I'm always up at 5 a.m. Fresh. Feel free to hop on, Monica. Good morning to Stephanie. Hope you're having a great start. Good morning, Christy. Christy's usually the first one on, right? She's like, hey, wait a minute. People beat me to the punch. Good morning, Julie. My husband is buried at JB. Oh my goodness. It's such a beautiful, peaceful place. It absolutely is. You love Mahjong? My good friend purchased a house right next to JB because her husband's buried there. She wanted to be close to him. Oh, that's a beautiful story. Love that. Linda, good morning. Stephanie said, I play Mahjong. Good morning from the Excel Center. Well, here we go. We got a great feature on you. And same here. Never saw a single episode. Nope, I haven't. All right, everybody. So I wanted to get on early. Good morning, Sean, because we've got so much to inspire you about. I am so super excited about this. Before we get to that, I want to let you know when we will be out and about with a mobile Monica. It will be February 10th. 4 p.m. I want to see you there. Come shop with us and support those that support us. Located in O'Fallon at 3028 Winghaven Boulevard. Mark it on your calendar. And from now to then, do me a favor and follow them at Apricot Lane, O'Fallon, Missouri, O'Fallon Mo. You're going to love them. Beautiful clothes, jewelry, candles, you name it. And yes, by the way, that is a place where you can get the candles. I'm thinking of bringing books along and candles so that we can sell those, by the way, that day at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. On the 10th. More Mobile Monicas, more great things to come. National Puzzle Day. Yay, I'll start another one. Linda says, I do lots of puzzles. Love them. All right, you ready? You ready to get inspired? Here is our special spotlight feature on the Excel Center.
I like to be around people that can make me think, not just for today, but for 5 years from now. Be open to growth. Don't allow what's going on in the society, what happens in your life to stunt your growth. Be open to change.
Oh, I love it. Boy, are you going to get inspired today. So welcome back to the Real Monica Adams Show. Today we are shining the spotlight on the Excel Center. It's affiliated with MERS Goodwill. What is it all about? How long have they been around? And how are they changing lives? That's what we're going to talk about today. We have several guests that are going to join us on today's show. And we're going to start off with Robin Weens. Robin, first of all, good morning to you.
Good morning, Monica. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. And I want to give a shout out at the very beginning. I want to thank Angie Workmeister, who I've known for a long, long time. She is also one of my personal training clients. And she said, Monica, I so want you to do a show on the Excel Center. So Angie, thank you for connecting all of us first and foremost.
Yes, thank
Angie's
you,
been with
Angie.
you how long now?
Oh gosh, she's been with us for at least 3 years, and she has done an incredible job really helping our students launch into the next phase of their lives, both with their education and whatever career path they've chosen.
Well, we're going to find out all about the Excel Center today, the remarkable work that they're doing in our community, how many locations they have, and we're even going to talk to some of the graduates, first and foremost, how their lives have been impacted. So, Robin, for those that have never heard of the Excel Center, tell them what it's all about and how long it's been around and how many locations we have.
Great. So, Monica, the MERS Goodwill Industries runs 7 tuition-free adult high schools across the state of Missouri, where our adults can enroll and earn a credit-bearing diploma, so not a GED, and they can access a lot of other resources available to them, like life coaches, college career readiness specialists, and free daycare while they're a student with us. So we opened in 2018 with several sites in place, and since then we've opened 2 more schools. And then most recently in October, we opened up our 7th school in Kansas City. So we currently operate campuses in downtown St. Louis, in Florissant, Poplar Bluff, Cape Girardeau, Columbia, Springfield, and in Kansas City.
So the idea of this, how did it all come about? Because again, you just opened in 2018 and you've done remarkable work, which we're going to hear all about. And as you can see, this is how they are different. And we'll discuss all of that. But the idea itself, the inception of it all, where did it come from?
So around 2018, our now CEO, Mark Ahrens, had felt like that there was a gap in our service model at MERS Goodwill. And the mission at MERS is to change lives through the power of work. So we want people to be thriving in their communities by being successful in the labor market. And from his vantage point, he felt like we needed another solution to help folks get into better paying jobs, and that education was often a barrier. And we all know that folks who have a high school diploma are able to earn more, at least 20% more than their counterparts who don't finish high school. And so, through the network of Goodwill territories across the United States, he came across a model that was started in Indiana called the Excel Center. And so, in that process, he was able to work with legislators and lobbyists here in Missouri to create an opportunity where adult high schools could operate in the state of Missouri. And so, we grew from having 3 to 4 to 6 and now 7 schools. And our seventh school in Kansas City is actually the 50th Excel Center to open in the United States.
Oh my goodness, this is just absolutely amazing. Again, if you're just tuning in, Dr. Robin Weens and my guest, superintendent with the Excel Center, and I can just see you're beaming, right? You're glowing, smiling. You and I, as we were talking about, by the way, we are going to be going to the Excel Center after this interview in a couple of weeks. We're going to go on campus. We're going to walk through. We cannot wait to talk with everyone of how their lives have been impacted by this. But you and I were talking when you were like, oh my gosh, I'm just coming back. We're opening one in Kansas City. And I could hear the excitement in that. So from 2018 to now, what do you feel most proud of as you listen to the students, as you talk to the staff, and you hear from them? I'm so proud of fill in the blank.
I'm so proud of the way we've been able to change people's lives and stabilize their families. You know, my background has been primarily in the K 12 educational setting. And there were so many times where I was working with families where the children needed extra support at school. And as I got to know their families, I realized that their families, their parents, the folks who were in charge of everybody at the house, they needed help too. And I just wasn't in a position to do that. And so one of the reasons I took this role with MERS Goodwill Excel Centers is because I felt like I could have a bigger impact, because I knew by helping families, parents in particular, strengthen their educational footing, that we would be improving not just their life as an individual, but we'd be transforming their entire family's life. And we know that when we're able to stabilize families, we can stabilize our communities. And so it's been really exciting, Monica. Year to date, we have more than 1,500 graduates across the state of Missouri from our program. And there are 460,000 Missourians who don't have a high school diploma. And so we know the need is great, and we're here to serve so many people. And we hope that more people will learn about our program and decide to choose them. You know, when I hear our students and I talk to them, for so much of their life, Monica, they have been spending all their energy pouring into the people around them, taking care of folks, taking care of children, taking care of sick loved ones, and really being that primary caregiver. And so their needs, especially their educational needs, have really fallen to the bottom of the priority list. So we know when our students come to us that they want to be there and that they're making a huge sacrifice in order to prioritize their educational need so they can have a better future for their family.
Absolutely. And again, if you're just tuning in, we're talking about the Excel Center affiliated with MERS Goodwill. You know, you're talking about so many levels of proud, so many levels of, I want this education. For whatever reason, I wasn't able to get it. And now I am. And then look at the world that is ahead of me and what I can have. You know, Dr. Robin Weens, again, is our guest superintendent from the Excel Center. We're going to hear from several others throughout this hour. It is beyond that diploma, though. Talk about the certification aspect.
Yeah, so while our students are enrolled with us, we like to work with them to find out, what do you want to do when you earn your diploma? Some of our students are already employed, but they're seeking their education because they want to get a promotion, they want to see an increase in their hourly wage or their salary. We have other folks who are really trying to get into the workforce, and our goal is to help them be successful in the labor market. So we have them work with college career readiness specialists who can help them kind of go through all the different mental steps that are needed to figure out what is their career path, what are they passionate about, what interests do they have, and then we work with our community partners to match them with a program that'll be a good fit. So right now we have quite a few students who are very interested in the healthcare support fields. So we help them get enrolled in a local program such as phlebotomy, and you'll hear from one of our current students who has started that program, or maybe they want to become a peer support specialist or certified nursing assistant. And what we can do is help them get enrolled while they're still working with us, and we'll actually pay their tuition to finish that program, because our goal is we want them to graduate and we want them to be able to get a great job. So by earning an industry recognized certification, we know that they're going to be on better footing.
Yeah, once again, as you just heard Robin say, we're going to talk with some graduates. One that graduated in July of last year. Now she does peer support specialist, employability skills modules that we'll talk about. Another graduate. And then, as she had just mentioned, Aaliyah actually is going to join us. She's currently enrolled in the phlebotomy class to earn that certification. And she'll discuss the career exploration experience from there. So I was just going to ask you that because there's probably a lot of people that are listening that are saying, okay, so how does this all work? I know a lot of people that would like to get their diploma and get these certifications. She just said the word tuition free. Whoa, wait. I heard that. So explain all that to them.
Yeah, so here at MERS Goodwill, we are primarily funded for our Excel centers through a contract with the Department of Social Services at the Missouri state level. But when folks are out in the community and they donate to our retail stores or they shop in our retail stores, all of that revenue goes back into our Career Center programs that are in other parts of the agency, as well as the Excel Center. So between our funding with our contract with the state and the revenue that's generated in our stores, we are able to make sure that our students are able to access our program for free and are able to enroll in some of these programs that I talked about, and we will cover it. And our students can also access the daycares that we have on site at our schools, so they can bring their kiddos with them so they can attend class, and that is also free to them.
It's incredible. Again, what they want to provide for all these beautiful faces that we're seeing is exactly what they want to go out into the world, right? As you just said about 10 minutes ago, yes, if we have that diploma, how much deeper we can go into the workforce. We have these certifications. People are saying, oh, well, you're employable. I want to bring you here. But it's also, are there any barriers, which we're going to talk about in a little bit? How do you get there from a transportation standpoint? Okay, I have children. She just said there's the child care. So many levels that you've thought of. Since you started this back in 2018, do you listen to the community to say, can you add this? We need this as well to help us get that diploma.
Yes, we are always listening to our students and their interests, because one of our goals is to actually diversify the types of industry recognized certifications that we are filtering our students into. We have some students who are going into the trades. We're really excited that we have a new memorandum of understanding with Rankin Technical Institute. So we're looking forward to sending students into some of their programs. We also have partnered with other local providers to really tag team some of these training programs where they're willing to bring their instructor on site after our classes are done to start training our students. And we're willing to change their calendar and schedule to accommodate for our students' needs. You know, Monica, one of the most amazing things about our program that I think a lot of people overlook is the flexibility in our scheduling. So, what makes us a little bit different from the traditional school setting is that we go almost year round. So, instead of 2 semesters, we actually have 5 8-week terms. So,
Okay.
our students can jump in at any time if they need to take a break because life circumstances have changed and they want to jump out for a term. They can do that, and then they can come back the next term and just pick up exactly where they left off. So it's as if we have rolling admissions. So it's exciting because we have 5 first days of school, and then we also have 5 last days of school. So we always have new students joining us, and we always have new students who are rolling off. And so with all of that, you know, we're able to be very flexible and adaptable. And that is something that our students are always asking for and always looking for. And it definitely takes the stress off of just that long time commitment when life changes. You know, our adults are adulting, they have a lot of other responsibilities to take care of. And so, because we have that flexible schedule and we offer classes during the day and in the evening, we can change it up any way they need to. There's no pressure to take a full load of 4 classes. In fact, we'll have some students who join us for just one term and take one class, and then maybe the next term they they their schedules have changed. So they'll take 3 classes with us. We have some students who will take one in the morning, they leave to go to their part-time job, and they come back in the evening. So we're very, very flexible, and we're always listening to our students and their feedback to help build better schedules so that way we can meet their needs.
We've talked a lot about education here over the last month or so, and one of the things I kept stressing with my different guests is how much better we learn when the class sizes are smaller. And you saw on that one
Yes.
slide, smaller class sizes, right? Really getting it, making sure that you're heard. If someone feels lost in a large classroom, it disheartens me because it's like, oh my gosh, if this was smaller and they had the opportunity to really feel like they can speak and their peers, it's a smaller group that does better. So that's what they have. Before we take a break and then we get joined by some of the graduates and some of the staff, you mentioned that there's always someone that is coming in, they're graduating, we're bringing more in. So as we're going into February, and I know you have your big Final Four coming up, which is when we're coming on campus, tell us about the
Yes.
Final Four and then tell us, for those that are watching and saying, either that's me or I want to pass this along to my family and friends, when could they enroll?
Yes, so our next term begins on March 24th, and we will start enrolling folks in just a few weeks. Final Four is a special event that we host for our students who are nearing graduation, and it's just a way to cheer them on that they're in this home stretch, this final sprint. We're ready to just continue linking arms with them, and we really want to see them finish on time so that way we can help them with the next steps after graduation.
Okay, so can you do me a favor? Can you kind of hang tight? I want to have you join us at the end because I want to talk to some of your students. I want to talk to some of your staff, and then I want to come back to you at the very end to wrap it up in a pretty little bow. Tell us again all about how people can follow, they can reach out to you. But I also want to hear you after you hear them because again, it's probably like a proud mama, right? Oh my gosh,
Absolutely.
yeah, it's got to be. So if someone's interested before we take a break, how do they find out about all of this?
They should hop online. Our website is excel.mersgoodwill.org, and they can fill out an inquiry form to start that enrollment process. Again, I want to remind folks that we've got multiple campuses across the state. We've got one in downtown St. Louis, Florissant, Cape Girardeau, Poplar Bluff, Columbia, Springfield, and Kansas City. We even have students, Monica, who will start at one campus. They may have relocated to another part of the state and they'll transfer to one of our other schools. So we can be very flexible in meeting their needs.
All right, everybody. So there's no reason why this can't be something for you. Obviously, it's all about timing. And if it's not your time right now, you can hear that the enrollment's always there for you. So maybe you hang on to that and you reach out when it is your time. Because again, we know this fulfills you. All right, Dr. Robin Ween, she's going to join us at the end. JD Lauer, who's the director of the Goodwill Excel Center St. Louis. Heather Molesky, she's an Excel Center graduate with the class of 2025. And Tanya Moore, another graduate who graduated in 2022. So here she is almost going into 4 years since then. What has she been doing since? That's what we'll find out. Don't go anywhere. Today, we are shining the spotlight on the Excel Center, and we'll have more when we return.
Hey guys, I just want to tell you being on the Monica Adams show has just been a delight. It's been a joy. What she's doing for the community is amazing. I'm so proud to be sitting in this blue chair, being honored and honoring the people for the showcase that I'm doing for the Neiman Marcus Black Creatives in the Lou Black History Month Showcase. I want to end this segment with a poem that I wrote. I grew up on the North Side. That's where it all started. Dreams, goals, and aspirations grew within me, and they never departed. You see, my environment was jaded, but that never fazed me, because what my parents instilled in me made my dreams go crazy. Mama was my cheerleader, and Papa gave me the tools. Everything could be yours, they would say. Just make sure you follow these rules. Work hard, don't look back, and keep your mind set on stable. And if you can't find yourself somewhere to sit, create your own table. Thank you, Monica, for creating this table. Take care. Be blessed.
Welcome back to the Real Monica Adams Show. And I am just going to pause there for a second before I introduce all of my guests. So I sat there and I listened to something that we've heard on the show several times from one of our past guests who I absolutely love. It was a year ago when Yarrow was on. And that poem is just so beautiful. I'm so glad that Zach loaded that one up so that we would play it again. And as I watched it, I watched Tanya tear up. Tanya, can you tell me? So, Tanya Moore is an Excel Center graduate from 2022. What did that mean to you as you listen to those words of belief in oneself, others believing in you, or maybe sometimes others not believing in you, but starting to, lay the tracks for what is ahead for you? I saw you tear up at the break. What did that mean to you, Tanya?
Good morning, Miss Monica.
Good morning.
Um, I'm a recovering addict, and so that poem right there, I didn't believe in myself at one point in time. And once I finally went back to high school, my teachers, excuse me,
No, please.
they helped me believe in myself. My family finally believed in me. I believed in me. So that point, I understand when she said Papa gave me the tools and you have to follow the rules. There was rules for me to follow to finally believing back in myself. So that kind of just hit home with me.
Yep.
They hit
I,
homes with me.
Look, I always say God is in this story, and Zach
Yeah.
decided to load that particular one up. We played it. It was meant for you and for everyone to hear, right? Every day that we do this show, we hope that you get something that hangs on, that you say, yes.
Mhm.
It doesn't matter, Tanya and everyone else. If somebody doesn't believe in you or the whole world doesn't believe in you, you got to believe in yourself and then watch what can
Yeah.
happen. We're going to talk about this. Well, Tanya, I just wanted to start with that. Thank you. You're a beautiful soul, and I'm so glad that you're on with us. And that
Thank
impacted
you for
you the way
having
it
me.
did. Oh, no, absolutely. So Tanya again went to the Excel Center. We're going to talk about what the Excel Center meant to her. And here she is going into 4 years since she graduated. Heather Molesky as well. Heather is a graduate from just last year. Heather, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. And then we have JD Lauer, who is a director with the Goodwill Excel Center in St. Louis. Ladies, again, thank you all. JD, thank you so much for being a part of it as well.
Yeah, thank you for the invitation.
Absolutely. So we're going to get to the graduates in just a second. So JD, we just talked with Robin, Dr. Robin Weens, about what it has looked like since 2018. How long have you been with them?
I actually am one of the originals. I started in October of 2018 and have watched this really just take off and grow from our first graduation of seven women to, we had a graduation last Thursday and we had 39 graduates walk across the stage. We've added to our staff by adding in the college and career readiness counselors and building curriculum for careers and sort of getting our students the opportunities to really explore what might be next, because in some cases, not all, but in some cases our students haven't really, because they never finished high school, they didn't really dream big, they never thought college was possible. And so we've really tried to create a community where students feel like they can do anything they want and they have our support. So lots of growth over the years, and it's amazing.
Absolutely. I mean, so much. And as Robin was saying, always listening to the students, listening to the staff of, hey, you know what? Let's include this. We could do this, and this can be even better. Always evolving. But you just said, when they walk the stage, there's got to be so many tears as well as big smiles. Talk about the emotions, JD, and then I see the shaking of the heads. We're going to talk with Heather and Tanya as well. So from you, from the staff, and if you can speak for the rest of the staff, when you see these pictures and you see the cap and gown, what does that mean to you, JD? Again, you're one of the OG.
Yeah, the just seeing their faces and the audience. Our graduations are so different from the traditional graduations that I attended as a K-12 instructor. The families, the pride, the excitement, just the emotions are palpable when you're sitting in there and you hear them. Our graduation speakers sharing their stories and really talking about the growth they've had since they started with us. It is the most amazing feeling. It's the best 2 days of the year for me. Really gives me and I think our staff like that reminder of why we're here and why we do this. Not that our students don't remind us every day, but we actually get to see the fruits of their labors and our support in their journey to graduation. So it's really,
Absolutely.
really awesome.
Again, if you're just tuning in on the show, we are doing this beautiful spotlight on the Excel Center, and JD is the director. So we talked about the students, and they both shook their head when I said there's got to be a lot of laughter, tears, a bevy of emotions. So Tanya graduated in 2022. Heather just graduated. So let's go to 2022 first of all. Tanya, you are almost 4 years into the graduation. First of all, take me back to the graduation day and what that meant to you, and then tell everybody what's been going on since.
Yes. So back to the graduation day, man, that's one of the best days of my life. I never thought I could do it, but I did.
Yeah, you did,
So
girl.
overwhelming, so overwhelming, so happy, so ecstatic,
Mhm.
so grateful to see me actually walk across the stage because, again, I come from a background where I was literally told I wasn't going to be nothing. I couldn't do nothing, and I did. Walking across that stage, you guys, was everything for me. And it allowed me to move on. And since my graduation, I graduated in May of 22. And in August of 22, I started St. Louis Community College
Oh,
at
wow.
Forest Park, which I now graduate this year, May 17th.
Oh, my goodness.
I am
Yes.
so grateful. I am so grateful, man. I mean, it has been a journey, and it's all because of the Excel Center. The Excel Center, with their college graduate program, they allow me to enter college with 10 college credits. So my college experience, where I would have had to do 60 credits, I only had to do 50. And it's been a beautiful blessing. It has been great. My major is human services because I want to give back to my people. You
Oh,
know, I want to become a peer support specialist. So Heather, I grad you on that. You know, I clap for you on that. Um, and it has been awesome. It really has.
oh,
It really
Tanya,
has.
I don't know about all of you watching at home. Tell me you have head to toe chills. You also made me tear up, and I'm like, I'm going to cry with Tanya. Let's hug it out. You should be so proud of yourself. And look,
Yes.
this is the thing for anyone who didn't believe, if she gave you power, she would never have done anything. She would have walked alone. She would have been in a dark place. She gave it to us by saying there's an addiction. There could be so many things of what
Yes.
stops people in their track. But you believed, and that is what matters first and foremost, Tanya. You believed that you
Yes.
could, and they believed at the Excel Center. And now
Yes,
look
they
what
did.
getting ready to
Yes, they did.
graduate, and the world is your
Yes.
oyster, Tanya. You just
Yes.
said,
Yes, ma'am.
you want to give back, kind of like Heather is. So let's bring Heather into play. Heather just graduated, so this is very new. But Heather, you're paying it forward. So first of all, congratulations on your graduation, as well as
Thank you.
Tanya.
Yes.
So when you said, "Okay, I want to do this," first of all, I didn't get a chance to ask either one of you. How did you find out about the Excel Center? Because I'm just so glad that it was put into your path.
I found out about the Excel Center. To be honest with you, I was working for Goodwill.
Oh, okay.
So they installed um, systems in the Goodwill stores where it come through on TVs, advertising it. So I went out on my 15-minute break one day and I got online, filled out, left a message, and went back for my lunch break and they called me right back. And I started immediately afterwards.
That's amazing. Okay, so you go through, and this is something that I'm going to be so proud. I get to walk that stage, and I'm looking forward to what I want to do. When do you make the decision to then pay it back?
I made the decision to pay it back right after I started school. My life coach at the time um, asked me what I wanted to do.
Mhm.
And from that moment, I knew I wanted to be a peer specialist or a drug counselor because I'm also in recovery myself. And with that being said, like she pushed me to becoming the person I am today.
You mentioned again, there's so many levels of support that the Excel Center provides. We'll go back to JD for that. So, from a
Yeah.
life coach, which I've been doing for 20 years, I know how life changing it is when someone opens up and trust. Talk about the life coaching and then the other aspects of every level of support that the Excel Center provides.
Yes. So I think our students are blessed with three levels of extra support. One, that they get a life coach from the day they start with us. So when they enroll, they're assigned a life coach, and that life coach cheers them up, is their biggest cheerleader, walks with them through their entire journey all the way across the stage.
Yeah.
And then they also included in cheering them on and making sure they're getting what they need. The life coaches are help with barrier removal. So if one of their students comes to us and is having trouble with their electric or transportation or housing issues, our life coaches then help find those resources in the community and connect them with those resources. And
Well,
so,
go
yeah.
ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, so the life coach is one of the supports. The college and career readiness counselor is the second part. So they start working with our students about midway through their journey with us and really follow them for a year after graduation to really make sure that they don't just leave us and think that they're forgotten. We want to encourage them and follow them all the way through a year after graduation to make sure that if any life circumstances change and they need help with career or even resume review, they can come back to us. And then thirdly, we have an amazing staff of instructors, and they too are extremely passionate about each and every student that they teach that comes through their doors, and they show just as much support in offering tutoring after classes. We have tutoring on Fridays and extra help time. Oftentimes, they will communicate with their students via email and phone. So, really, they have. And then I forgot about me. I mean, Alex and I are the director and assistant director, and we are
The
also
best.
support both the staff and the students to help them with their journey. So there's a lot of extra support. It's
Yeah.
really full wraparound services at the Excel Center.
JD, it's
Mhm.
so easy, right? You're giving and giving and giving, and all of a sudden you forget, hey, it's okay to do this. So before we go into our next segment, let me go back for a second to Tanya and to Heather. You are now a graduate. You will forever be a graduate. You will forever remember and look at the pictures and know that was a part of your life that you accomplished. If you look at yourself, and I'll go back to Tanya for a second, if you look at yourself, because now you're approaching year 4, so let's go ahead a year from now, so that people always like to ask, where do you see yourself in 5 years, in 10 years? Since it's a question we always get asked, whether we're in a job interview or it's just in life, I'm going to ask you that question. So, Tanya, in another year, because it'll be 5 years, and then in another 6 years, where do you see yourself?
Um, well, I start my bachelor's in August. So a year from now, I can see myself doing something with my social work degree. That's what I'm going to do. I want to do something with my social work degree. I don't really know my area yet. I'm really sensitive. So working with recovering addicts, I've tried this in my last internship I just did. I don't know if I want to work with recovering addicts, but I think I want to work with people like myself with mental illness. So
Absolutely.
a year from now, finishing up my bachelor's and working with my own people, and I'm
Absolutely.
grateful for that. I'm
Can you
grateful
tell
for that.
me how your life has changed personally?
Yeah. So my life has changed personally because I believe in myself. I love myself. I know I can do this. Even with all the issues that life has thrown at me, I'm okay. And it's okay to not be okay. I have learned that, and
Amen.
I'm stronger. I'm stronger.
You better be
Yes.
there when I'm on campus because I have a hug waiting for you.
Yes.
Again, that's Tanya Moore, class of 2022 graduate. And Heather, I ask you the same question. So you just graduated. So let's go, and we're coming up, closer to the first year in. So looking at your first year, how proud you are. Looking at 4 and 6, 10 years from now, what do you see yourself doing? Oh, did we lose her? What do we'll have to come back to her. I think we just lost her. Shoot. You gotta love technology. One of you need to go into technology and say, I got this. I'm fixing Zoom calls. Dang it. Well, oh, there she
Sorry.
is. All right. No, you're back. So where do you see yourself? And I want to ask the same question. Personally, how has this affected your life?
This has affected my life in the most positive way I can think of. And where I see myself in a year, I want to be in college, going after my social work.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I want to be a drug counselor because I want to pay it back to people in need
Yeah.
to help them get sober
Yes.
and stay sober.
Yes.
So with that being said, like I enjoy my job that I have now.
I'm
And
so proud of
if
you.
it was not for me walking stage and getting my high school diploma, I wouldn't be in the position that I'm in.
Okay, and that's it. And
Exactly.
that's where
Exactly.
we do this, because
Yeah.
all of you that are listening and thinking that you're not worthy, that you're not valued, that anybody's told you, all the labels they put on you, they're not true. Do not give them power. Look at these two ladies, and we got another one coming up that we're going to talk with. And then we're going to go on campus and we're going to show you what is possible for you. And yes, I'm looking at you, all of you that are watching at home. This can be your story. Rewrite the story that someone else has told you. Don't believe them.
Yeah.
Don't give power to them. JD, before we wrap up, and then we're going to move on, and we're going to talk with Dr. Rena Hirsch. She's the director of curriculum with the Excel Center, and Aaliyah Whittier. She is a current North County student. JD, listening to them, seeing them overcome with emotion, what does it mean to you?
Oh gosh, it means so much to me because it's one of the things that I have said to many people about my years here at the Excel Center is I was meant to be here, and I have grown so much. For me, I have grown from the students. I have learned so much personally, professionally, and as a leader by being part of this and part of their journey and hearing their stories and watching them overcome barriers and be successful. And I just feel like I've just I've myself included, but my team has made such a difference in so many lives in our community. I'm just so proud to be part of it.
Again, I'm so happy that this was laid in front of me and that this all came about, because I didn't know. There's many of you are like, I had no idea this existed. Yes. So do something with it. Pass this along. We always talk about sharing and liking and following our page. This is very important. Share today's stories of hope. Share the Excel Center. There's the website, by the way, excel.mersgoodwill.org. And this can be your life, your present, and your future. JD and Heather and Tanya, thank you for your time. I hope to see you
Thank
on
you.
campus somehow, some way. If not, when we pass each other in the street, trust me, I'll show you that kindness that I ask everybody to do, which is to be kind to everyone and believe in them. But if no one believes in you, believe in yourself. Tanya said it really perfect. I believe. And I think it's beautiful that Tanya said it. And I hope Heather feels the same way. She said, I love who I am. That's right. Love yourself. Ladies, thank you for your story. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to find out more about the Excel Center, this beautiful spotlight feature today. Dr. Rena Hirsch will join me when we return. Welcome to the mobile Monica version of the real Monica Adams Show at my favorite restaurant. There's something about a coffee house that's just very warm and welcoming.
Gives you that sense of community.
What are you most proud of since you've opened?
I cry easily. I'm thankful for everybody here.
You opened the door during the middle of the pandemic. You got the best Italian restaurant in the United States. Here in St. Louis, you put us on the map. Does it scare you? You go through fear?
Terrifying.
So how do you get past the fear?
We find something to laugh about.
Building meaningful relationships. As adults, I understand that it's hard to make new friends. It's so awkward. We don't trust people. We've been burned. We've been backstabbed. I get it. But you have to connect with somebody. You cannot win on your own. So, again, you're in spaces like this. This is the opportunity to connect. Start a conversation, compliment someone. That's how you begin to build those relationships, by speaking. Not standing in the corner, not being standoffish. You might be a wallflower. I'm a wallflower, but I force myself to speak to people. Just like her, she came up to me. But you came up to me though, so I appreciate you. But we complimented each other. It made the conversation a little bit more easier. If I wasn't presenting, we'll probably still be talking. So something simple like that. And if you're not a wallflower and you see someone is a wallflower, meaning a wallflower is someone who they just sit on the wall, they kind of they browse and look. It takes the extroverts to come to us and to start the conversation. It really takes me a lot. It takes a lot for me to go out and talk to people. So I get it. I know it's hard, but we have to build meaningful relationships.
Well, and she just said, I know it's hard, but nothing comes easy, right? And when you know your accomplishments, you get that big smile that you're seeing today. Welcome back. If you're just tuning in and you missed anything in the beginning, watch from here forward and then go back and watch the rest. That's the beauty of streaming. So you can go back into our library. Do a little hashtag replay, by the way. Any questions or comments that you have for my guest, drop it in. I'll make sure that they see them. So we've been hearing from the staff. We've been hearing from graduates. Now we have Dr. Rena Hirsch, the director of the North County campus, on with us, and Aaliyah Whittier, who is a current North County student. Ladies, thanks for being a part of this spotlight.
Thank you for the invitation.
You're very
Thank
welcome.
you.
So Aaliyah, I hope you have listened and seen what's coming for you, because you're in it right now, but you just watched the emotions come out of both Tanya and Heather about where their life is and where it's going. What did that mean to you?
Well, currently it means a lot to me. Because starting at the Excel Center, I was excited. I was filled with overwhelming emotions, just as well as Tanya. I was currently going through a lot, but Miss Rena, she's very so helpful. Even the teachers there, everyone there is like, we're just not just a school, we're a family. So we stick together, we do what we can, and we strive for the best. And it's tearing me up right now. I'm getting emotional as I speak because I have a big story to tell. I can't wait to walk that stage because this is my final term. So I am excited.
Well, you know what? And Aaliyah, please get excited and let the emotions go. You know, people always seem like
Yes.
they feel like they have to apologize. Never, right? And I think Tanya said it great. It's okay not to be okay. Anything that you walked beyond, that's your past. This is the now. You have this great future ahead of you because of the belief of the Excel Center. So we're going to come back to you in just a second. Dr. Rena Hirsch, she just said, with you by her side and with others, she can do this. You hear that, I'm sure, from hundreds and thousands. What does that mean to you?
And this is such a unique position because we are in a place where we get to help people who have decided that they want to make real change, that they want to change their lives, they want to succeed at completing their high school diploma, oftentimes where they have tried before with a GED program or another program, and they're looking to recommit to themselves. Some of our students are just a few years out of our school, out of school. Some of our students have been out for decades and they're choosing themselves. So there's so much meaning behind getting them to a point where they can really explore, how do I make good choices for myself? How do I put myself on a path for a career I'm interested in, to earn a family sustaining wage, to have that generational effect of supporting my kids and my grandkids as they pursue their education?
Absolutely. And by the way, what brought you to the Excel Center? How did you find out about them? How long have you been there?
So I, not unlike JD, have been with the Excel Center since the very beginning. In 2018, I was originally the curriculum coordinator for the first 7 years that I was with them, and then I transitioned almost a year ago now to being the director of the North County location. And for me, it was really looking for an opportunity where I felt like I could grow, but also where our students were the driving force and we
Mhm.
had the opportunity to really build something that was tailored to what they needed.
And we just mentioned the North County campus. There are many. And if you just tuned in and you didn't know, we show you here on the screen. So whichever campus makes sense, Cape Girardeau, Columbia, Florissant, Kansas City, which just opened, Poplar Bluff, Springfield, St. Louis, again in that downtown area. So we will give you all the information so that it can be your life story or someone that you want to share this with. excel.mersgoodwill.org. Let's go back to Aaliyah, because as you're going through it, I want you to take anyone through it that's watching right now of what they would be stepping into, what it feels like for you, the kind of support that you get, and again, going along knowing I can do this. What is your graduation date, by the way?
We will be walking. I think we will be walking right in March, if I'm not mistaken, because our term ends right around in February. So, currently with that speaking, how I feel, I can say a lot. That's there. I can say a lot. So it's for one, you will feel loved. You feel like your feelings matter. Your education matters. They put everything in their hands, and they really do accommodate you. Just like what Robin said, they really do fit things around your schedule to help you and guide you. And in order for you to be there, and in order to just get everything you need, they're there to help you. It's not where you cannot ask them. It's not where they don't guide you in the right direction. They're most definitely there. That's why I said we're not just a school. We're a family. We help. We got things such as the daycare that she mentioned. We have all those recommendations that will help a lot of people in our community today. I feel like anybody that's out there that really wants their education, you still do it because we are here to do it and we're the empowerment to our community. And I feel like with my story, anybody can do it. It don't matter who you are, wherever you are, we all can come together and strive for the best. And that's why I feel like my emotion, I'm getting so much help. And I finally did it because it took me so long. I was nervous to go back to school because I felt embarrassed about people making fun of me because I didn't get my diploma, or, I didn't meet my friends' expectations because certain friends graduated and I didn't. When I came to Miss Randall, she made me feel welcome and she made me feel at home. I had the best teachers. They come together and they really put their foot down and they really give us their motivation. And I'm very grateful to be walking that stage this term because
Oh,
Oh no.
hang on. Maybe. Okay, yeah, keep going. Oh, shoot. We've got to hear that
okay.
last line. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, so I really cried my heart out to her. I hugged her, and she gave me that console to let me know that everything is okay. No matter what I had going on, she made sure and I pushed through. So I really have to give you guys the most upright credit to thank you all to sit here today, to have the opportunity to speak because it means so much to me. And yes, I'm sorry, I'm kind of a little all over the place, but I'm just filled with so much emotion and love because I didn't get that support back then from teachers that I do get now. So it
You're
just
not,
means a lot to me.
Aaliyah, you're not all over the place. It's technology that didn't work for you for just a second. No, I want that, Aaliyah. I want those emotions to come out. I want everyone to hear her story and know that it's your story. You're not just a number. You matter. They see you and they will hold your hand and protect you through anyone labeling you in the past, right? Leave them there. Let them watch you succeed, right? The whole let them theory. So we're going to go back to Rena for a second, and then we're going to bring it home with Dr. Robin Weens. I can't wait to get back with her because again, it's just one of many stories that she's been hearing about all these campuses. So Rena, you heard the emotions. She's giving it to you, which and then turns to every single person that falls into the path of Aaliyah and all of the thousands of students. This has to just give you chills.
It is amazing to watch adults who have felt like their path was predetermined
Yep.
find their path and their pace for success and figure out that they can do it and ask for the help that they need and use the supports that we're providing, whether it's our daycare, our campus is opening a food pantry, whether it's connecting them with other services. We want to be the education arm of those wraparound services for individuals so that they can have the stability and the success that they're looking for in life. And so when we hear from students that it's working, like that is the best feeling. It is the most amazing, rewarding experience. And it just gives us more drive to continue to connect with the community, whether it's employers, whether it's providers for certifications, whether it's other nonprofits, so that we are all kind of tapped into the same grid to support these individuals in finding their path for success.
Well, and again, finding, first of all, it's all about how did you hear about them, which I'll get to Aaliyah in just a second. How did you find them? Hopefully now moving forward is, oh my gosh, I saw it on Monica's show and now I see my potential. You mentioned that you're starting again the food pantry. What about from getting them there, the transportation aspect, right? If they don't have the ability to drive themselves there.
Absolutely. So we provide bus tickets and metro tickets for individuals who are riding public transportation. We also provide attendance incentives in the form of gas cards for our students multiple times a term. And then in addition to that, when we have students, which we often do, who are, so-and-so lives right up the street from me, I'm going to bring them to and from school every day. And we'll make sure that they get gas cards to help support that community that's helping each other be successful at school.
Absolutely. Again, every level of anything that would have felt like debris in your path, they're wiping it away so that you can be successful. Before we bring Dr. Robin back to wrap it up, Aaliyah, I'm going to come back to you. How did you find out about them? And then we mentioned beyond the diploma, it's the certifications, and we mentioned all the different levels. You are the one that's currently enrolled in the phlebotomy class, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What does that mean to you? And then also, how did you find them?
I found Goodwill Excel because currently one day I was just I kind of was just in my room and I was just like going through a lot of emotions, and I was just like, I want to finish getting my diploma. Like I want to better myself, my career, to get better pay. I'm just thinking about all the situations that's going on with the community because it's a lot of inflation and a lot of things going on. So I'm like, well, let me do some research. So I started just going to Google. And I came across the Excel Center. So it was the one that was downtown. So I ended up calling the one that was downtown first. And it was not close to me. So I was like, how am I going to get way out there and I stay in North County? So I started freaking out. And then the lady was like, wait, it's one in North County right by you. You should go try that out. And I'm like, So it kind of came to my head like, okay, let me give it a try. I called. She's like, Miss Rena got the phone. She's like, hey, we actually have opening this week. If you could come down and get you registered, you get your little testing in, then we can get you started. And I was like, oh yeah, I gotta go. This is it right here. This is determined. This is my sign. I knew it. I was like, yes, I'll do it. So I did it. I got there. I went down there. I took the test. She enrolled me in my classes. I got my transcripts. Everything was together. I took off from there. I had a couple times when I had kind of fell out of terms when life got hard, which Robin said, life do get hard. So things started happening. I couldn't make it to certain terms. I used to always reach out to Ms. Rena like, hey, Ms. Rena, don't drop me. I need to be here. So I always reach out to her and tell her, please, I got a lot going on, Ms. Rena. I know how life get. So she'll always try to work with me. So she never not once gave up on me. She never
That's
not
right.
once gave up on me.
And I hope you all hear that. They're not going to give up on you. They're there if you have to drop off. They're there waiting because again, timing is everything. So I'm hoping it's time for you all as you hear this, that you take that step. The diploma is waiting there for you. The certifications are there for you to get you out in this world. And again, as I mentioned earlier, this whole world is your oyster. Whatever you want to do, you believe in yourself and you can do it. I'm so proud of you, Aaliyah. So when I come on campus and we meet all of you, we get a chance to showcase it in person. It will be 4 weeks from you walking. You're in that final 4 weeks. I'm going to give you a hug. I got tons of hugs waiting for you.
Yes, I will love the hugs.
Well, congratulations. Can't wait to follow up and see where everybody is again, 3, 4, 5 years from now. Aaliyah Whittier, again, current North County student, Dr. Rena Hirsch, the director of the North County campus. Ladies, thank you so much. And we are going to wrap up our spotlight, bringing Dr. Robin Weens back to give you all the information so that you can have this as your story. Don't go anywhere. By the end of of this, I want 100% raising your hands. I'm here to empower you because you all have intrinsic value. I don't care if someone has told you that you don't. Today, we are here to make you believe in yourself.
Hi, I'm Jennifer Bonacorsi, and I'm the president and founder of J Bloom. And I chose Monica Adams to be our keynote speaker because of the positivity that she, whenever she speaks. She's an amazing influence and has so much impact on these women that they are going to leave changed.
It's a constant education. Never stop being the leader. If you are given the opportunity to be, and I hate the word boss, by the way, don't we like leader more? Have you all seen that image of a boss shouting behind their team and then the leader out in the trenches? And I know there's a lot of people that are thrown into your paths, and there are people who try to squash your dreams. It could be your partner, it could be your parents, your children, a boss that you've had, but you cannot, from this day forward, I'm going to ask you to not give them power any longer. So we think it, we write it, we hear it. Think right here. Make connections today. Then pave that way. You now have the awareness. So how do you pave that path?
Your message, like at the end, before you be anything, but before that, be kind.
Yep.
My husband's a pastor, and that every one of his sermons, that's always within it. That be kind.
Yep.
You have to be kind.
It is.
Oh, you're fine.
Look at this. So there's an employee out there who still thinks of you because you were kind to them. Never stop being that leader. By the way, I want to be remembered for this phrase when I'm no longer on this earth. The greatest rewards in life come from the most uncomfortable walk. God meant for me to talk to you. Oh, it's okay. You, honey, have a lot of value. And someone's told you that you don't. And I was meant to be in your life today. I've always said, I have chills. Do we all have chills? God, I say, if you can have me change one person's life, then I have done your job. I'm hoping it's all of you. But see, she's not okay for whatever reason. I don't know your story, but I'm going to tell you they're wrong. And all these women believe in you.
To hire Monica Adams for your next event, email info@therealmonicaadams.com.
I always get chills when I watch that. And to all the people that had a role in putting that together, thank you. You know who you are. Darian, the director, Zach Kimball. Again, you listen to that message, and we bring Dr. Robin Weens back on, the superintendent with the Excel Center. We have so much in common with what we want for the world, right?
You really
It all
do.
comes back to believing. Someone decided, you said the CEO, right? The CEO decided to do this, and then you carried it forward. All of the staff, these students, then they're coming back, they're paying it forward so that it never ends. It's this constant belief, belief, belief. So as we bring you back on, what did it mean to you to hear the messages, to see the emotions?
Gosh, it's a combination of being proud to be a part of such a life-changing program in such a mission-driven workplace and a mission-driven program. But then also part of it is just so humbling in the respect that I get the privilege to be a part of these students and these staff members' journeys. And kind of in the video right before we came back on, Monica, your message about walking an uncomfortable path. And that's what helps us grow and transform and be better versions of ourselves. That's exactly what each of our students goes through the second they walk through our doors. And we tell all of our students, you know what? The hardest part about getting started is just coming through those doors of our buildings for the first time. And once they join us, they're here for it. They are all in, and they are so motivated to earn their high school diploma. And so it's just very humbling that I get the opportunity every day to work alongside those students, work alongside those folks who have had unsurmountable challenges, and they have picked themselves back up over and over and over again, and are just so driven to reach this goal of their high school diploma. And I also think it is very joyful to understand all the other parts that make our program special. You know, there is that intergenerational aspect that Aaliyah sort of alluded to, that when you walk into our classrooms, Monica, it is not like walking into a high school classroom in the sense of feeling all of those feelings of being self-conscious, etc. Although our students do bring in their lived experiences into our classrooms, but the average age of our student is 36 years old. So when you walk in, you could have a 22-year-old, a 45-year-old, a 55-year-old, an 81-year-old, and there is a special type of intergenerational community that gets built in those classrooms, in those small settings. And when you see your classmates bringing in their kiddos to be dropped off at the daycare and the preschool while they're in class, I mean, it really just brings that family element and that family environment home.
I'm so glad that you addressed it, because I was going to ask, but I'm also going to save some of this for when we come on campus, because I want you to see all of the ages, whether they're in their 20s or she just said 80, right? There's nothing that's a barrier that can stop you when you believe, and it's your time. This is so powerful, and we've got so much more to show. So let's give them all the information one more time. For those of you that are saying, this is it, this is me, it's my time, Dr. Robin Weens is going to give you all the information of the campuses and, again, how you can find them.
Yeah, if folks want to hop online, they can start the enrollment process by going to excel.mersgoodwill.org. We have 7 campuses across the state of Missouri. We've got one in downtown St. Louis, Florissant, Columbia, Kansas City, Poplar Bluff, Springfield, and St. Louis, which I said already, and Cape Girardeau. So we would love, love, love to see new faces in all of our schools. Our next term starts March 24th. And just in case you still have something going on and March 24th isn't a good idea, we'll be starting another term right after Memorial Day.
All right. And so I hear the message over and over in this entire hour. The labeling that anyone put on you is a label. It does not define you, and it is not at all who you are, as long as you don't give power to all that chatter. Okay. Believe in yourself, folks. And then, as she said, walk through those doors. That's your hardest part. And then they've got you from there. Robin, I can't wait to meet you in person, because we've done a lot of this prior
Yes.
to the show. I'm excited that we get a chance to come to you and come into your home and walk through those doors and feel the energy of everything that you're providing. You all should be so very proud of what you're doing, because, again, you're sending all of them out into the world to be a leader in so many different ways.
Thank you, Monica, for having us. And I'm so glad that we had the chance to share our student stories with you.
You're very welcome. And again, folks, in February, look for this. Coming up in the latter part of February, we will have a really beautiful feature of more of these students, more of the staff, as we showcase the Excel Center, again, with MERS Goodwill. Dr. Robin Weens, thank you so much. JD Lauer, Heather Molesky, Tanya Moore, Dr. Rena Hirsch, and Aaliyah Whittier, and so many more. Your name can be among those students. Don't go anywhere. We wrap up the Real Monica Adams Show. You know, I always like to bring faith back into it. We'll bring it home when we return. Well, welcome back. Did you love it? Did you cry? Did you have chills? Thank you so much for everyone that played a role in part 1 of our two-part series. So now we're going to go on campus. Can't wait to see it firsthand, to hear more of these stories of hope and inspiration and believing in yourself. Leave those labels behind that other people didn't believe in you, because look, they believe in themselves, and look where they are now and where they're going. So share this, folks, with friends and family, the people who follow you. Put it onto your page. And again, sometimes you can just repost it, but I always like when you put something that inspired you. Tell them, this is what this show meant to me. This particular part really was an aha moment. And then they watch that, and then we share like crazy, and more people are able to further their life, right? So that's where we're going. Thank you again so much. As we mentioned, we wanted to bring faith back into play. So Jesus Calling, all right? So let's see just how fitting it is for what today's show was. On this January 29th, keep your focus on me. I've gifted you with amazing freedom, including the ability to choose the focal point of your mind. Only the crown of my creation has such remarkable capability. This is a sign of being made in my image. Let the goal of this day be to bring every thought captive to me. Whenever your mind wanders, lasso those thoughts and bring them into my presence. In my radiant light, anxious thoughts shrink and shrivel away. Judgmental thoughts are unmasked as you bask in my unconditional love. Confused ideas are untangled while you rest in the simplicity of my peace. and I will guard you and keep you in constant peace as you focus your mind on me. So that's the devotional. As you want to go deeper into scripture and you open your Bible, go to Psalm 8, verse 5, Genesis 1, verses 26 and 27, 2 Corinthians 10, verse 5, and Isaiah 26, verse 3 to go deeper into belief in oneself. That's what that's all about. And also believing that if you put all of your faith in God, He will take you to places you never even dreamed of. Thank you so much to all of you for watching. Always to our incredible sponsors. We couldn't do this show without them. JG Optimal Wellness, by the way, will be back with us on Monday for our Medical Monday and our Wellness Talk. Spas and more we've been talking about. Don't forget, March 6th through the 8th, they will be at the America Center Home Show. It's back, and you can look for their booth. In fact, they will be teamed up with some of the former St. Louis Blues players, the Blues alumni, with their bare knuckle barbecue sauce. Slyman Brothers Appliances, where we'll be in their kitchen tomorrow with Chef Chris from Defiance Ridge Vineyards making up some, are you ready for this? Beef medallions and a little bread pudding. Oh my gosh, I can't wait for that. Chuck Gillentine doing a little wine pairing with us. Defiance Ridge Vineyards, he joined me yesterday. Look for that show. Wet Your Whistle for the first day of 2026, for the first show, I should say, of 2026, because we haven't had a Wet Your Whistle so far this year. And Dot Fleshman Realty, who will be back with us next Friday for a little Friendship Friday and for real estate talk. And I can't wait to talk with her because we're hearing people right now say, I don't know if it's the right time to buy a house. What's going on with interest rates, right? We're talking about President Trump talking about changing interest rates, credit cards, as well as for your home. So we'll look at all of that. Some big things to come. As I mentioned, Foodie Friday tomorrow. It's a big one. I told Zach, come hungry. So that's where I'm heading off. Obviously, you can tell I did a little switcheroo. So I was watching along with you as I was trying to get ready. I got to rush off to go do that tomorrow morning. Don't miss it, 7 a.m. And then if you are looking for us to bring the show to you, Mobile Monica, as I already mentioned at the beginning, April 10th. April 10th, Apricot Lane on February 10th at 4 p.m. We will be at Apricot Lane, which is in O'Fallon, Missouri. Come shop with us at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. We're going to have a great time. Never know what's going to show up or how the giveaways will be, etc. Apricot Lane, again, located for you in Wing Haven, O'Fallon, Missouri, 3028 Wing Haven Boulevard, and follow them please online so you can find out more at Apricot Lane, and it is the Missouri one, right? So it's Apricot Lane, at Apricot Lane, O'Fallon, Mo. And then we are going on campus. That's our big business spotlight with MERS Goodwill and the Excel Center. That's coming up the third week of February. We go into March and we'll be at Mary Tuttle's. We're still determining the time, and I'll make sure I'll let you know. It's the latter part of March. Mary Tuttle's in Chesterfield, Missouri. We are going to be at Oaken Front in Washington, Missouri. It's looking like it will be May 5th. So again, these are kind of save the dates. I'll let you know if anything changes and all that. And some other ones that we'll let you know about as well, finalizing details. Always keep an eye to my website, therealmonicaadams.com, so that when we put those on there, you'll be able to know where we will be out and about. From now until tomorrow morning at 7 a.m., have a wonderful day. Stay warm. Again, not as bad as it's going to be this weekend. Have a beautiful one. Be kind. God bless. See you tomorrow morning.